morning, welcome back. We are back with another stack. Vinyl, mostly black metal, but not black metal, you'll see. Um, it is back orders from maybe 2 years ago by now that finally came in. Believe it or not, there's some caught in the wild that is worth checking out, stay here. And then there's a bunch of stuff that came in from a new Obsession band. Can you guess? We are going to start before we delve into the vinyl with some goods that came in, some care packages that I hinted in previous videos, but I just got around to it. The first thing is a free CD that came with a 7-inch that the doorbell just went when I started recording, and it had to be in here for the obsession part of this video. But this is the freebie. This is Blood Red Fog with Funerary Bell. I can't say too much. Blood Red Fog is one of those, I think, Finnish bands. I know them from the split with, what is that other band? Blanking on it now, but yeah. So yeah, free CD, always good for in the car. I'm not going to harp on it too much. Then I bought the Mutilation shirt from the Vintage guys, the Reanimators Vintage. They had some weird ass badges. There you go. But what I really wanted to show is the zine they included, which I can't read actually. Hordes of the Eclipse, I think, chapter 1 from 2000, so an old zine. They themselves don't do records, they collect zines and shirts, which is, I guess, enough. But here is the track list, if you will. Orna, Tartaros, Lembonic Arts, Odium, so a lot of things in here. Necrophagia. There's a lot to go around. Yeah, it has the classic black and white, but it's a very glossy zine, which is weird for the times, maybe. But yeah, some cool stuff in here. One more name. Satanic Terrorist, Desecrate Emperor, Impaled Nazarene, so sadistic intent stacked. Going to have to read that ASAP. Then, something that I got from my employer, believe it or not, we get this end of the year bonus gift certificate that you can use almost everywhere, so I finally decided to pick up Slayer Volume 10. Past, Present, and Forever, I think the last chapter in the entire discography or the lineup. The World Will End in Fire. There you go, this is the back, and this is basically a re-release by Bazillion Points of the last magazine. Very nicely done. You know what you get. There you go. I have the big book, but this just always looked so good. I did not look up if the last part was omitted from the bigger book, but I don't think so, because it looks like a complete compendium tip for the obsession. So yeah, employer, thank you. Then a big thank you to, and I'll see, I think his name is Decombre, but I'm not sure. No, Diable, I'm very sorry, Diable. A big thank you for the, one of the greatest packages or care packages I got in the last few years. There's no vinyl in here, and still it's an incredible package. I met this guy at the Dungeon Sin Festival last year, but at the tail end of the festival, I talked about it before, he is in Effroi, which will become evident. He had a shirt on that I wanted to take a picture, and I think his friend or his girlfriend, I'm not sure, tried to stop me because it was a really gnarly bosom shirt, and she thought I was going to, I don't know, whatever. But she didn't stop us. He said, oh, I know this guy, he's blah, blah, blah. And then we started talking, and he said, give me your information, I'll contact you. So he sent me the care package out of the goodness of his heart. Thank you very much. The first thing is something I can't read because there's a French label connected to him that also sent me some stuff. I have no idea. The label itself, I can say it's Acid Vicious, something like that. Acid Vicious fanzine. Yes, this is the entire brochure. It's a fanzine from the underground since '93. It says here. I have no idea. It looks like it's a mix of death and black metal, but if I go through the list, there is nothing too much that pops up. It's weird that, you know, after all these years, you can still be baffled with all this stuff you never heard of. There's not one actually. although there are some names that pop up like Degenerance, I know that one. But yeah, once again, not going to harp too much on the label. There is one more flyer in here for them. There you go, a big, I think a newer thing at Vicious fanzine. Here are some releases. There you go. And then into the care package itself, that was from the label, which thank you for sending. I mean, why not? Thank you, thank you. Some stickers and stuff. And then the CDs. He is also in Grisaille, sur le cendre de vieux continent is the first CD. This is on Maltcross production, so you know what you get. Hateful French. I think he's from Belgium, but I could be mistaken, so don't pin me on that. It's French, Belgian inspired stuff, yeah. Mr. Hardy. I got his address if I can repay him in some way sometime. CD, there you go. Maltcross with the brass knuckles. It is a clear CD, black. Once again, the big logo. Yeah, very hateful sounding black metal. It is, I think it's in the same vein, and I think it shares members with this one, Oriflamme, also from Belgium, France, I'm not sure. I stopped delving into too much of this stuff because I wanted to keep some secrets or some mystery around it. But yeah, Adieu, it seems. I'm not going to say Peste Noire, but it has that same punch here and there. So that's what spoke to me when I listened to these CDs. This is the second one. This is from the label, or from the French label. I got this from him. This is a compilation of 2021 and 2023 material. It's called 2021 and 2023, so yeah, very aptly titled. Cool looking CDs, black and white. Wow, close one. Would be a classic, of course. Get in there. There you go. The Dio again. It's a one-piece booklet, so there's nothing too much in here. More horses, like the Gehenna, the French countryside or the Belgian countryside. Should have done a bit more homework, but like I said, let's keep some of the mystery in it. Very good hard metal. And then what is also hard, but also very melancholic and very melodic, and I guess also a bit emotion put in there, or yeah, I would say heavy melancholic for this one. I'm not saying they took a huge leap in sound, but the new Effroi. I don't know if I showed it before. This is, I think it's still not out yet. It's on Amor Fati, so it should be coming soon, because I think Medieval Prophecy also hinted that they would be in the next drop, which is also coming soon, I guess. I heard it a few times through in the car. It's not on digital yet. The problem with in the car is that I mostly have kids begging me to put on some crap top 30 music like Ulst or something like that. So I heard it a bunch, but there are some, like Passage and He Rises. Those two tracks are basically on the first two tracks on the B-side. They popped out at me, which makes it kind of a good record in my opinion, when you that late in the game still have tracks that pop out. The Eerie 1 and Eerie 2 are more of intro outro, like atmospheric intros and outros. What really stands out here are the keys. I'm not sure, Amanita on keyboards. She does some weird stuff. She punctuates the guitar here and there, but it's mostly the atmospheric undertones that go through. The MVP is, if I have to choose one, is the vocals, Dead Commander. He has a very versatile voice in the sense that he does gnarly stuff with it, I guess. There you go. Two sides of the same castle, I guess. Hails to Nihil and Nachtwind. Vicus, I think, a Possession, Discaterium, Heinous, and Sacra's Cult. So the better Belgian stuff. Ancient Hounds, Nibelungen, Gold Heads, and These Twisted Fingers, Ejido and Isegrin. Very cool. Yeah, I listened to it, like I said, a few times, but I'm also saving myself for the vinyl, like a good version should. There is nothing too much special about the disc. It's just black, but yeah, picture is very cool. And some old looking decrepit tunnel or something like that. Yeah, very nice. Mr. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very nicely done. Diablo. He's the bass player for this. I'm pretty sure it's him because they all look very gnarly and gritty, but yeah, should be him. Diablo. There are two shirts in here. The first one is the black, and I think this is the standard Effroi shirt that they are doing. It is a bit plastic, but it's a very nice shirt. It fits for once, so that's cool. That is the first one. And then the thing he said, or he told me, is that they were going to do a special white Filth edition. So this shirt is not available for sale. This is just, I guess, for me. But this will be in black, I think. I'm not sure, but they made a white Filth edition. He Rises, so with the artwork of the new EP. I think the hands could be from a previous one. But yeah, very cool, very nice. Thank you. Cheers. To Mr. Diablo. Yeah, that's it for part one. Yeah, I've changed the record. The Oriflammen with Murmur de Lucht is going to play, or is starting to play, but it's a slow build. I can't play the Effroi because one, I don't have the means to play a CD, and two, it's not out yet, so I'm not sure how the label feels with putting this online in any way or any form, but I'll talk about it when the album's out. I will have it in my ear more. But yeah, thank you once again. This is the vinyl stack, so let's delve in. This is, or was, an order I did with Zoon Records. I think that's how you pronounce it. There are a lot of the same letters in here. I think about 2 years ago now, he put a message online that he said, because they are from, I think, Venezuela, I think. I put a notice online that he would be in Germany, and that if he wanted records without the hassle of import, that he would ship from there. So I put in my order. They came, I think it's the two, because I was listening to them again, it is the two Luxembourg Black Candle records. Those showed up. Then for some reason he forgot to add the record that I was actually after. I was baffled that there was black metal from Luxembourg. There's black metal from everywhere, but he forgot the Tunrida. This is a demo compilation. He did Eternal Twilight from 96 and Astral Majesty from 97. This is the record that got my attention for the label, actually, just because the way it looked. I mean, it looks incredible. This came out on tape. I'm not sure if there were any other, I didn't look into it because it's actually been that long. So I'm not sure if it came out on other forms. It's probably on a CD somewhere, but yeah. Zoon, it's ZZOOOUHH Records, and this is from 2022, Iron Vault 33, but like I said, a demo compilation. A very crispy, clear sound, I would say, very well produced, especially for that time. I mean, the Mystifier Satanas and stuff like that came out, so there was a lot of good production, but you would expect this to be harder, I guess. This guy is a very strange character, in my opinion. He's smoking a cigarette, and he has like a white shirt with a tie, I'm pretty sure, on the cover. So yeah, kind of a weird little band. I think on the Eternal Twilight demo, there is one piece or one part of the music where they slow down so much. Here we go. It's on the wrong speed. Where they slow down so much that it could be a down part, like yeah, from Nola. It's not as heavy, but it's so slow, it's so doomy that it's actually kind of weird. There are 4 people on the front cover. There's a bunch more on the gatefolds. As you can see, there are 5 below. There are 5 in the group shot. So yeah, a lot of text, a lot of material. These came in very recently, so I played them a bit, but yeah. Was formed during a wild Easter party in '96 in a small countryside town of Juva in eastern Finland by 5 young black metal fanatics. Am I missing one? Oh, of course. The 5th one was also on the cover, but hiding well behind the obi. There you go. So yeah, finally have it in the collection. The back, classic looking Finland, the blue snow pictures, just like Beharit. Sound-wise, it's not like Beharit. It's more crisp. It's more akin to what Finland would produce later in the band that I was looking for in the intro, but still blanking on it. Doesn't matter. There you go. Eternal Twilight, and then Astral Majesty. Very nicely done. But he produces some very good looking and sounding records. So there you go. I don't know too much about the band. It's just I got this, or I ordered this from the looks back then. So glad it finally came in. I think this must have come out of his personal stash, because this has been sold out for a very, very long time. I'll get it in later. But yeah, Tunrida. Check it out if you're into, I guess, Finnish black metal. Put it away carefully. There you go. Then one that definitely came out of his personal stash. He felt sorry, I guess, because we were talking every now and then, every half year, like, hey, please remember the records here and there. And then finally he contacted me and said, hey, let's do it, because I actually mailed him to ask for this one. This is Necropsia with Vicious y Abortos, I guess. Was rather late to order this one, or to ask for this one. I think guys like Grave Pact on Instagram, who I look for just tips for older material, showed this, and I looked into it. Sound-wise, I'm not sure what year it is from. 93 it says here. They are also from Venezuela. Sound-wise, it's a very bulky death metal style that is, once again, it's never really guttural, but a very dry sound, I should say. Very well played. And yeah, for 93, for that part of the world, once again, there's black metal and death metal from everywhere, but I really like this record. I heard it, I instantly mailed him like, hey, do you still have copies? And he said, yeah, they're actually sold out, but I have one in my, or one or two in the personal collection that he kept, that he graciously sent my way. So here we go, Necropsia. If you can get your hands on it, please, I'll put the links in, but listen to it for God's sakes. This is the A side is just the album, and then the B sides is rehearsal versions, like the Batalla de Ideales and Vagas Emociones. I guess those two. The sound even gets more gritty and elevated. Not saying the rehearsals are better than, but you know what I mean, if you're into this kind of thing. And then the demo tracks are also in here, which are gnarly as well. This comes with a bunch of stuff. Like I said, when they release, they do it well. A label to keep an eye on, because they always do these really underground releases. There are some things that you might know, like the Crowley record and stuff like that, but always done very, very well. See that I don't drop shit. A very clean blue label. There is an insert with some pictures. Nothing too much info-wise. And what info is on here is in Venezuelan, or I don't know if that's a language, but yeah. Lyrics. And then there's this. Maybe this is the cover for the tape or something like that. I'm not sure. Love the skeleton and the cloak. And then there's this glorious picture. I'll zoom in. Look at that guy. Even without focusing on it, the mustache looks incredible. So yeah, really, I'm not sure what the guy's called. I'm not sure if he wants it out there, but we'll put this one in next too, because there's a lot going on. But thank you very much for this. I got that, and then one more just to split the shipping costs from Venezuela, which was okay, especially when you cut it in half. So thank you very much for rectifying the situation. I also got this. He had this one in. It's not from the label, but he just distroed this from. It's a bootleg, of course. The original Soundhouse tapes always were on 7-inch, of course, with Paul Diano still on vocals, the very, very early Iron Maiden. A few tracks on their Prowler, Invasion, Strange Woman, Iron Maiden, Sanctuary, but the 7-inch as always is 1,000 and up, maybe 1,005, something like that. So I'm not going to pay a $1,000 for a 7-inch ever, especially not for Iron Maiden. I love the, like I said, first two and this one, but to pay that amount one is insane. There we go. The back. This is the 7-inch and then early recordings thrown together on one vinyl with an obi to make it look like Japanese. It's a rock hard bootleg, whatever you want to call it, fan edition, I guess. There's a free poster and memorabilia included, but yeah, sound-wise, it's not great. You have to fiddle with the knobs a bit to get a good sound out of this. I never heard the original 7-inch, but I can imagine it's a bit better. What is in here? It's not bad. We'll talk about bad in a minute, but yeah. Iron Maiden, red labels. There you go. It looks great. I mean, it's a fancy record, but it doesn't sound too good, unfortunately. There you go. Sorry about the delay of Soundhouse tapes due to printing compilations with the sleeve. As it's getting so late, we've sent you the single now, and we'll send you the sleeve separately when we get them in a few weeks. Hope that's okay. Iron Maiden. So, bunch of fuck ups from the beginning, but look where they went, I guess. DJ Neil K, Praying Mantis at the Apollo in 80s. Never a date. So yeah, some Iron Maiden to complete the trilogy of the first three, I guess, if you consider this number one. Sound could have been better, but oh well. That is the Zune updates. Yes, look into Zune Records if I can recommend something. The Necropsia, check it out. I'm pretty sure it's completely sold out, but as with these records, they are on the second-hand market like Discogs. They're worth more than or cost more than original. So look into it. Maybe you can. It's becoming retarded. We changed record. We are listening to Wolfswood with Highest Honor. Sorry. One of the projects or bands released by the Astral Serpent, who unfortunately, I'm not saying he got cancelled, I'm not going to go into that, but he was one of the artists that realized that Asgard is pressing white vinyl on 88 copies a bit too late. Let's keep it at that. I'm re-listening because I pulled a bunch to check if they're still staying or going. That's it. I have this one. This is a solo order from Iron Bonehead. I had to get it. If it was good or bad, just, get into the Naked Whipper once again. Grabbed these a while ago. This is the Moloch Acid Orky, and then you have the Pain Streak from way back when. I'm not going to look into the year, but there you go. The two previous ones, an EP and a demo, and then the full length. This is new full length from this year, so he is back after all these years. Yeah, it's insane. Once again, Dom AS666 back with his stuff. There we go. This is the cover. Cas Moyen, of course, as with all of them, except for the thing, of course. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 13 tracks on here with titles that rival the original. Sound-wise, it is. I read here and there that I'm sorry that it's not as good as the original or the first one. Or blah, blah. A lot of people have been waiting a lot of times on this Sadogrind madness that he does. I put it on once again when I was prepping for this or taking a shower. It's not shower music. It's actually not music to put on any time, simply due to the fact that it's such intrusive, hard, grinding Sadogrind. So I think it still works. I've listened to it through maybe once or twice, but yeah, it's a hard record to blast through the entire time. Like I said, Dom S666, Sonic, Incinerator, Sulfur Eye, Area, and Cryptic Tormentor on drums. Guest vocals by Top Notch Slave Driver, Jesus Christ, and Fucked on Cross by Traumatic. There it is, the 4-piece. I think they're going to play some more live shows, or I hope they play more live shows. Lyrics, of course. This is out on Iron Bonehead. It's still available in the black vinyl version of the poster that comes with it, with the original cover artwork, Chapel Defilement. And then I couldn't help myself. I made a conscious decision to grab the black vinyl version just price-wise, because it's cheaper, but with Iron Bonehead the difference is neglectable or negligible, so I went for the half clear black splatter streak, whatever you want to call it. There you go. It's like whiplashes through the vinyl, so looks dope. I think 100, not sure. There you go. Who would have known or had that on their bingo card that a new Naked Whipper would show up? There you go. Yeah, look into it if that's your thing or your kind of music, because like I said, it is, I think people who are into war metal would appreciate it, but it's a little bit more, yeah, it's a little bit more grimy. That's what I can say. That was the single order. Then into the stuff that I got from the local record store, George and the Bear, or George. He had this on the wall. I didn't pick it up immediately because I knew not a lot of people would be interested in it. Shame on them, because yeah, it's Massacre with Final Holocaust. Been into this record for a while. This got re-released by Zwart Records, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago. We had it in the distro forever, but now it's finally in the collection in its full glory. I think it's from 90, I could be mistaken. Yeah, 1990. This is the German press on Shark Records, I guess. Let's see, it's on the label. Shark Records, yes sir. A German thrash death metal masterpiece, or German pressing of a French death metal thrash metal masterpiece. This was an influence on the their words, not mine, on the Concilium, and I think a lot more French bands. Sound-wise, if I listen to it now, it's somewhere between. They have a very international sound. It's not pure French thrash or death. It has, I think it's a mixture of Slayer and early Sepultura, something in, yeah, that's the closest I get to describing it. There you go, 4-piece, let's see. Drums, Chris Palenga. Guitars and vocals by Fred, there you go. Lead guitar by Jean-Marc Tristani, and bass vocals by Pascal. Yeah, one of those records that stand the test of time and that are truly a gateway for a lot of people from one part of the black metal side to the other part of the black metal side, just like a Poison or something like that. Poison is a bit more special, but I love this record. Love the cover, the Dungeons and Dragons knights slaying a spider. This came for once with the original printed inner. I'm not sure if this is a Massacre or a Shark, but I think it's a Massacre, a leather-clad skeleton drinking a Pilsner. There you go. Lyrics, and then, like I said, it's on Shark Records, so it has that. It's not a thick pressing, but it has red center labels for this one. This was part of a trade that I did. It was these two, like I said in the last Con in the Wild, I went back for the Dead in Junes, which I picked up too. Then this one, which was an insane pull actually from the wall. And then this one, which I neglected to get from him for a long time just because of price points. But this is a UK 88 original Leprosy. There you go. It was there for a while. It's the Under One Flag pressing of this one. I had it in my hands in England at Rise Above last year, but it was tapped. It was yeah, it was ripped to pieces, so I didn't pick it up there. This is as good as mint. Like I said, comeback Under One Flag. It has a little seam split there, but for the rest, it's looking incredible. It is one of the Dead records in the early trilogy. That is, yeah, it's an incredible record. Technical, it's insane. I think it's on Born Dead or Forgotten Past when Chuck Schuldiner does his solo. It's more of a down spiraled dive bomb, whatever you want to call it. It's insane how fast he goes. But yeah, I don't need to explain that, I guess. Here you go. Very nice cover. Love how that looks. It's on here who did it. Artwork by Repka, of course, Edward J. Repka. Yeah, incredible. I pulled it out of the bins just because of the price point. I still did not pick it up then. It was 100, I guess, in the trade. But you know, I dumped some records there and got some gold. They're happy. I'm happy. Love how the purple and the red work on this one. And then an immaculate vinyl copy of this one. There you go. Not a scratch on there. And a nice center label. What more do you want? Thanks, Jay, for this one. Chuck Schuldiner on guitars, vocals, Rick Ross on guitar, Bill Andrews on drums, and Terry Butler on bass. It changes up a bit for that. Yeah, there you go. They have Nasty Savage shirt on here, Sadist shirt, Slayer shirt, so yeah, prime trash. There we go. Yes, that's what I meant with black metal, not black metal territory, and we are delving in further and further. These next two are re-releases from the Parabellum, the demo 84, and then the Sacrilegio full-length EP. I'm not sure. It's hard once again to find info on these types of bands. This is early 84 Colombia. People in this band also went on to play in other bands, Colombian bands like Blasphemia and stuff like that. But this is considered by a lot of people as black metal. In my opinion, it's more of a hardcore kind of sound. The early, it's hard to describe because it has that ferocity of black metal. It has the overtones, or the, not a necro sound, but just the decrepit sound. Because it sounds so decrepit, it gets pushed into that territory for what was coming next, like with all the Southern American bands, I guess. Parabellum Records, this is PRR2, limited to 100 copies. I had to scramble to get this one. I got it from Werewolf Records in the end. But yeah, if you listen to it, expect more of a hardcore sound or a punk sound than a black metal sound. But yeah, very good. Also expect like the because when I showed this on Instagram, people were asking how's the sound. This is directly ripped from the tapes from Colombia from '84. What you expect the sound to be. But yeah, there you go, the demo. Yeah, interesting band to say the least. One of those early examples. They have these moss green, army green labels. There you go. And these were released a bunch of times. Originals, of course, released on tape. Several bootlegs. I think this is semi-official, but I'm not sure. There you go. Guerra, Monopolio y Sexo. Very good looking records, nothing wrong with them. And then there's a text sheet that you have to know, I guess, Spanish or Portuguese for, I'm not sure. Espanto y mierda. I think it's Spanish. Madre muerte. It's mother death. So yeah. Spanish, probably. Once again, with these stupid plastic sleeves, they are hard to get in, so I'll do that later. That's the demo. Then we have the Sacrilegio. Sound-wise, they are not too far from each other. I don't think year-wise either. I'm not sure where this is from. It has this one on the back. I am pretty sure this is a compilation of two different pieces of music put together, but it's kind of hard to filter the info from these. Once again, on Parabellum Records, A-side, this is a red center label. There you go. Put this in nicely. And then there is, just like with the other one, I think it's like this, yes. Big ass. And then Sacrilegio Mutación por Radiación, I think. So yeah, you have the mini LP self-titled from '87, and then you have the Mutación por Radiación mini LP from 1988. Thomas, Carlos, Ramon, and John. Once again, limited to 100 copies. So yeah, had to scramble a bit to get these. It's a cockroach inner, and then there's a big boom once again on that side. Parabellum, check them out. Like I said, early Colombian, not yet black metal, but not far from the early sources. I got this one from Tyrant and decided to see what he had in his second-hand bin. If I can give you a tip, look at the drop menus for distros and look what they have in the second-hand stuff, because there's some gems in there. This is okay, this is not a true gem. This is also released by them, and this is Magistral, I think, or something. Mastipal, I'm sorry, Mastipal with Nocturnal Landscape. There's a lot of titles in this episode, so forgive me for blanking on some of them. I listened to this a few times now. It's a rather short demo from this band that got linked to Nergal from Behemoth back in those times. I confuse it because Nergal is in there, so he's Polish. I think this is a Norwegian band, but I could be mistaken. It's probably Polish, but I don't know why I put Norwegian in there then. Evil mystical metal, and I picked this up purely based on the cover. I had this picture in my scroll list forever, and I never knew what it was, and then when I was looking through their catalog, it popped up. Zepar and Asmon. Now, sound-wise, it is as expected. It is black metal. I didn't dig it in the first listen. There was some stuff coming through in the second and third spin, but yeah, it's not essential in that sense. But just because I loved the fire breathing stuff on the cover, I just picked it up. It was dirt cheap. Also, some flyers for Tyrant. Good label. Nothing wrong with that. There you go. The rehearsal promo tape from '94. It is probably Poland. Like I said, I have no idea why I'm stuck on Norway in my head. There you go. A interview with some of the guys, and then this is maybe the clear I ever owned. You can, very good looking records. I don't know what the limitation is. It's not a very popular record, but because it's still available in the shop or in the store. So yeah. Mastipal, if you're into some more Polish stuff. What I did grab from them, and what has in recent years become my most played records, or in recent weeks become my most played records, is Wicca by Mystifier. I always, when looking into the entire Baja cult Brazilian stuff, I kind of neglected them. I don't know why. I have no idea. Just because maybe it's like the Dali effect, Salvador Dali effect. You see those images and you see those covers and you see those paintings in his case so many times. It's just like, yeah, I already know what it is. But then when you look into it or listen to it, it becomes clear that you missed out a bunch. So I picked up Wicca. This is not an original, but this is a Mutilation Records from Brazil from 2002. So the original is from '91. It is once again, I don't have to sell that to you. I don't have to sell Mystifier to you. There you go. People that were influential on a whole new level. Behemoth on the 6 strings, Beelzebubt on 4 string, Lucifug Vocale on percussion, and wow, Mogninusuan on vocals. You can read it for yourself. There they are. Yeah, classic looking cross. Once again, the fire breather in the back. Tracks on here that really stand out, and it's also on the other one, is an Elizabethan devil worshipper's praying book. The way the keys punctuate the entire song with the da-da, it is incredible. It's so hypnotic. It is so out of this world, actually. And to be from '91, it's insane. Once again, the cradle of the true black metal sounds, in my opinion, or the necro death, or whatever you want to call it. Double vinyl, and this was actually, for what it is, how good it sounds, how well it's pressed, this was a steal and a rare find in one of those second-hand bins. It is a rather flimsy one, but it's a very neat looking pressing with a thick rim. So yeah, rectified the situation to have a bit of Mystifier in here, but yeah, it's just such a good record. But once again, I don't know who I'm convincing or who I have to convince to listen to this one. I immediately went online and picked up the other one. This one, Guisha Guitia, I'm not sure. Brazilian black metal. At long last, the definitive edition of Mystifier's otherworldly second album, featuring restored original artwork and sounds. Mystifier inherit much of the old Cogumelo sound and spirit, marked with their own diabolical energy. Mandatory listening for Sarcophago, Varatron, Beherit, and Mortuary Drape. They are on that, on the more doomy part, especially like I said with the they don't, in comparison to their center parts like Sarcophago, which is fast in the most part, they dare to go slow and doomy. So classic looking cover with the devil, big cocked devil in the back. Yeah, insane, very cool. The praying monk, the wall, and then there's the insides. This is a Nuclear War Now version of this record. I'm not sure when it originally came out, but it should be first half of the 90s. Double black. There you go. A very sweet looking pressing. This is the, I think, 2021 pressing of this one. This is a poster for a live show that they did at the garage. Of course, there is no, there's once again no date on here. No violence, it says. Hard to believe, but yeah. Originally on Osmos Records, different side of the world, but there you go. There is the cross photo again. I guess it's the release show for this one. Then there is a, I think this is the, some of the cuts from the tape release with the Leve, or whatever that guy's called. There you go. Yeah, some seriously good stuff from Brazil, but once again, not sure I have to convince people on Mystifier. In the case that you are a dumbass like me and haven't checked them out, start here, start with Wicca, and then work your way through. I think Untill Void has announced yesterday that they're doing a bunch of their stuff, so yeah, there's plenty material to look into. Put this one on just so you can hear. Yeah, it's Crowley, of course, not Leve. It's the egghead of Crowley that is on the back. They even have a release dedicated to him, Aleister Crowley in the Ordo Templi Orientis. There you go, Mystifier playing on the back. As you can hear, they're already pulled it back sound-wise. Then, for the last part, the absolute last part of this video will probably hit an hour. I got into a little band called Abruptum. There you go. Now we have the video picture, I guess. I bought some stuff that is more available because the originals, like the Obscuritatum, came out on Death Like Silence, of course, and are records that are rapidly approaching the 500 and over category. You can find, of course, you can find stuff, but it's knowing where to look, meeting the right people, stuff like that. So I decided, you know, if you want to hear some of the stuff, like I said before, I just have to buy some kind of represses or stuff like that, which are actually done very nice. This is the first one. The title kind of escapes me because they are very hard to read, because it's something like Vi sonus veris nigrae maniacs. This is on Profound Lore. This is now just re-released by Nuclear War Now. I picked it up, and I think the day I got it, or the day it came in, Nuclear War Now announced that the pressing was ready. So did I forget? Did I ignore? I'm not sure, but yeah, it's here now. I grabbed it for one, how it looks, and then two, how it sounds, of course. Abruptum, if you don't know, is a band that started in the late 80s. I think the idea from it, this guy, Tony Sarka, was formed in like 87, 88, 89, and then in 90 they got a band together with All, I guess, Jim Berger. Two Swedish guys. It's a Swedish band, of course, from Finspång, yeah, something like that, Finspång, somewhere in Sweden. They were members, or he, especially Tony Sarka, was member of the True Satanic or the True Satanist Horde. There's an entire history of the band. They are kind of real lunatics, which is apparent in the music. At some point, Jim Berger had to stop, or all had to stop, because of this heavy, excessive drinking that was going on. I think mentally they weren't all there. Once again, you can hear it in the music. It is always considered canon black metal, but it is far from black metal in the sense that it is more ambient, it is more soundtrack music, it is more horrifying sounds, collages, soundscapes, yeah, soundtracky for a film that you don't want to see, but it's always tormented, horrifying sounds. Bigger pieces of music like this one, a one track that goes throughout the entire vinyl, to two-sided or the four-sided vinyl, I think. Yes. Now this could be a compilation, I'm not sure, there's not too much info on this one. But yeah, this is a poster that came with it. I'm not sure how the Nuclear War Now thing will evolve, but I kind of liked how the poster looked, maybe to frame or something like that. The audio essence of pure black evil, that was a quote by Euronymous, who, like I said, put out their first record, or their first full double LP. Black, I guess the all things Abruptum are black. But yeah, it is a special band in the sense that it's, yeah, I think they're one of those bands that truly show how free the genre was at the time. It still can be, but yeah, if this is considered canon black metal, then you can see how wide it can be, or how wide it can go in scope. Then there are two from Inferna Profundus, or Profundis, I guess, a European label. Let's see. Inferna Profundus Records, yeah, I'm not sure where they're from, but they released these some time ago. This is the In Umbra Militiae Umbulabo in Aeternum in Triumpho Tenebraum. There you go. That's the first one. The gold one, you have gold and silver. Like I said, these were released early 90s. This is the cover. They both have that same, giant, incredible looking Abruptum logo. Evil and It. The band consisted of 4 members. You have X and Evil also in the band. Evil, after It died, or Tony died in 2017, there was still continuation, I think. Up until 2005, maybe, the original first wave, I guess, of Abruptum was done, and then they came back, I guess, 2008 maybe, somewhere there, and they released more music, but it's the early core member, or the core releases, that are truly incredible, or something to be heard. This evil piece of work was recorded in May '93 at Abruptum Studios. There you go. It has Evil and It on the back, not the other people. Maybe Berger was already out of the band at this time. I mean, the timeline, I don't think they know the timeline, so let alone me. I was looking into getting the 2 black versions. There is a color version, there is a splatter version, I think gold black. There is a picture disc version with the logo on it, but for Abruptum, I opted to go as dark as possible. Love the logo, it's incredible. Same pictures on the back, and then there's a big ass poster. There is a poster with this crazy. Now, I use the term unhinged for some of the music on here. Now, this is truly unhinged music by unhinged people. I'm not saying the guy from Marduk he's not the same as, but I think the core members I mean, It and all are what truly shaped the band, I think, because like I said, the lore is missing here and there. My voice is going. This is the second one. Very, very influential. Obscuritatum ad voco amplecter me. Something like that. Yeah, very influential. Just the name, the Obscuritatum. Everybody knows Obscuritatum watching this channel. That's direct quote or direct ode to this type of music, or to this band. Once again, Evil and It on here. which I don't know where the others are, but yeah. Recorded in 92 at Abruptum, dedicated to the forthcoming Dark Age. I'll let that play out. It's done, but yeah, we're also almost done. So. Dead Like Silence, no fun, no core, no mush, no trends, of course. Yeah. Blood Wrong or something like it is also on here. That is the label that the guy from Marduk or Evil is still pressing and putting out records by Abruptum. There we go. Once again, for this, the black vinyl version. Nothing too fancy. But yeah, look into their pictures and their, I mean, yeah, you'll know what I mean. Heavy boozing peeps. There you go. The pictures are incredible. They're always in black and white, but I can smell the blood on them. I don't know why. There's a quote on their I put it on Instagram, I guess, where they were asking about how the recording went for one of these. I think the Obscuritatum, and the answer was like, I don't remember. I just remembered waking up in a pool of blood. That's it. Once again, a poster with one of the original images for this release. They were all black covers, blacked out, everything. But yeah, that is one of the images that is linked to them or to this record. Obscuritatum Advocat. A small dent into the Abruptum discography. I'm looking into slowly getting in some more. This is from, I'm blanking on it. I'll link them. One of the shirts, I think it's 666. I'm blanking on it, which is sad, but yeah. I think these are sold out, but this is the Evil single, the cover of that, and then the mask or the crazy guy. Like I said, unhinged, schizophrenic black metal, but actually more dark ambient. From 91, if I'm not mistaken, and this just came in. I signed for it just before I made this video. I'm going to need some help on this one by people who know more than me. But this is Abruptum's Evil, the 7-inch by It and All. There you go. The picture of them in the living room, boozing hard. There's contact on here for Sweden, and then the PS records from the US. Yeah, double-sided. There you go. Now, this kind of looks photocopied more than I would like, but if I look it up online, there are some that are more black, but I don't know if that's the digital output or yeah, if they are all like it. If you look at real pictures of the not the Discog, but if you look like, you know, one of those reseller sites, they pop up like this with even worse covers than this. But you know, could be a copied cover for the 7-inch. It sounds okay. It sounds perfect, so I'm not too worried about that. Finally, glad to have it in the collection for a more than decent price, because these are also 30, 40 and up. But yeah, some classic material by them. I think in later periods, the more horrifying stuff went out of it when Evil was managing the band or doing the band. But yeah, really glad to finally have some Abruptum in the collection. So the search is on. That's it. I am going to start prepping for London, and I'll see you after that. I guess next week will be next week will be the loot from London. We are going to Live After That and like Occult Fest in the same weekend, which is mind-blowing. And then I found out my Kelly is at Tate, so let's hope everything works out fine. Dedicated to artists for once, not people watching, because thank you, but it's about the music, not, you know, what we do. We are just vessels for some information, but it's the people that make music that are truly to be thanked. That's it. Record's done. I'm done, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.